Alright, this week we're playing Cabela's Canadian Survival, which I personally love the series because nothing creepy ever happens in them. And I don't know, I'm really stressed out after doing all these Rootscarn's Horror Attic episodes, so... Don't know if I could take it if something spooky or supernatural happened in this episode.
Yeah, that'd be
like
weird.
I told you. Like I told you, Josh, right?
So that's what they do in Canada, right? They blow stuff up.
Canadians do blow things up. You know, we have that in common.
Which we're reliving because this game has a checkpoint save system, and I thought it would be fun to start and do the cold open without knowing that I was about to blow up a cave with dynamite.
Cold open? Well,
okay, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown here, Rutskarn, of what the hell's going on.
Yeah, just breeze through it real quick.
We're a hard-boiled noir detective in French Canada.
Okay.
We were hired to come to this tiny town in like northern Quebec by this rich, wealthy English industrialist that was born in Chicago.
Okay.
And he's being harassed by a bunch of people. And we came to the town, and as we kind of came in through the entry pass to the town, a car ran us off the road and crashed into a bridge, and then we woke up some indeterminate amount of time later, and it was suddenly a massive snowstorm, when before it had been like April, spring temperature kind of stuff. And it's only
so this is just all normal Canada stuff. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
when
basically.
we're gonna get to the video game.
We went to the general store where we met where we're supposed to meet the wealthy English industrialist who was born in Chicago, and found him dead.
Okay.
Again, still typical Canadian stuff.
Yeah. Then we futzed around with the generator for a bit, found the murder weapon in the post box, and decided to carry it with us in case we wanted to, you know, shoot some people with a murder weapon. And then...
Yeah, guys, if you ever
find
a gun that was used to commit a shooting that killed someone, just grab it and tote it around.
Yeah, exactly. Went outside, found some weird, crazy blue ice that looks like this. Followed it with some wolf tracks, and then went into an alternate dimension where everything was dark and we could see weird visions, and there were ghosts, and a frozen dude.
Wait, frozen shit?
Yeah. So now we're just kind of wandering around this wasteland that is, you know, normal Canada, and trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
You know, Canada is pretty scary just by itself. I mean, just looking at this is giving me the chills.
Don't think I can acknowledge that.
So here we are at the local garage. Oh, hey, look, it's one of those frozen people.
This ice. This one seemingly petrified in action. The poor man, before being frozen solid, seemed to have been defending the entrance to his cabin. But from what?
That narrator's really selling it earnestly.
From what?
I feel like he's narrating a children's book to me in a public library.
I said it sounded like a museum audio tape tour guide last week.
Yeah, we're both right, but you're more right. Okay, Josh, I can sort of see where this is going, and I got a pro tip. You're going to want to find some of that Stalrim that has been popping up everywhere. You're going to want to mine it and bring to the dude in the cave and get yourself, like, a melee weapon, because this is going to go south real fast.
Okay.
I think we have a crowbar.
The lady's
already.
flexing, it's making the door shake.
Well, we actually have a crowbar and an axe. Or maybe a hatchet.
What the fuck is this doing? Just like collecting murder weapons?
Ah. So we kind of got this, like, puzzle-solving kind of thing going on with these visions, where it gives us clues as to what we need to do.
Something
That's
very
a little
important
bit.
must have been in
That's
there
like a
for the
tiny
man
bit
to take
lame,
such
actually,
time
because
and
I feel
effort
like
to hide it. But Carl
whatever
didn't know
we
how to
just
reach
saw
it.
that ghost do probably could have been something we could have figured out ourselves.
Oh, shit. So... I didn't realize that that was supposed to trigger so damn early in the game. When you've so there's 4 of these guys. When you see the third one and watch the third one, it becomes night. In my game, because I missed the very first one and had to read a guide to go find him in order to just like open up the end of the game.
Oh shit!
I
was actually
didn't
Time
like,
to go to
I ran
space.
around, like there was no nighttime stuff going on.
To all appearances,
I was actually just about to make a joke about how this
owner
looked
of the
exactly
place
like
moved
the
more
repair the
essentials
spaceship
from his house inside
like
the garage.
thing in the thing,
Peculiar man indeed.
but apparently that is what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's nuts.
Well, he's not nuts. He's the thing,
All right.
or maybe he isn't. It's not actually clear.
I don't remember how to do this. There's oh no, I know what I need to do.
The very first steps of man on the moon were made more than a year ago. The event had surely
Man, this-
captivated the mechanics.
This narrator has a
for him to
poignant
still
comment on
exist
just about
around.
anything you can pick up.
Like the kind of like the personality of Carl that we're playing here is a little bit snarky, although it's like kind of established that the narrator isn't Carl or is, and it may be present day.
Yeah, usually there's a distinction where if a narrator
There's
makes
something to-
grander comments that tie things to
Oh, that's
what
just
might be
the
called a
radio.
theme or a thesis, it's like some sort of third person. Like, sorry, not third person. It's
Yeah.
not the first person
The week of
narrator.
October 5th,
It's someone else
That was
offering a
this week.
perspective on
the
what's going
plug should
on.
have been here by now.
Oh, and here's Thought Carl, yeah.
But then it's just, you think it could also be him because he's like this crafty detective, so you think he would know a lot, but then some of it's like anachronistic. The word.
Anachronistic.
Yeah, that's.
That was really should have been our window to just start saying incorrect pronunciations of anachronistic.
Anachronox. Yeah, that game. This kind of
Voyeuristic.
sucks though, because it makes it really hard to see everything in this game.
Is the rest of the game going to be like this?
If some daring person.
Oh,
could
I mean,
manage
there
to
are
get
other
a hand
places
on
that
the
have like
missing
power.
Carl was willing to bet that the craft would have taken flight.
Do you not have any more fire starter stuff?
Why don't you just burn all these
Wrong.
documents you're finding everywhere?
Temipek, same story. Large deserts conducive to extravagant follies.
All right, so this is giving us information on. Oh, that was actually.
So do we actually have to like repair the spaceship ourselves?
Oh
Because
my
that
God.
sounds awesome, but maybe
we're
not in
not.
this
We're not going to
context.
repair the spaceship, and yes, this
wheel.
inventory sucks.
These guys just like looked at Skyrim and they're like, you know what? We're up to this. Let's see if we can come up with a worse inventory system. Actually,
anyway,
is
we need a
Oblivion-
snowmobile.
Does Oblivion or does Skyrim have the worse inventory system?
So I was able to repair the UFO before I repaired the snowmobile.
Oh, that's right. We have to repair the UFO too. What do we have to do?
What the fuck did I just ask?
The answer is Skyrim, probably.
Well, obviously, if you're gonna... No, I meant about the never mind. Obviously, if you've got a choice between fixing the snowmobile first or fixing the UFO first, fix the UFO, because I don't even really feel the need to justify that observation that a UFO is more useful than a snowmobile.
Oh, I need duct
For one
tape.
thing,
Well,
you can
that's
speed,
gotta
and the
be
cops,
easy.
by definition, won't have a way to identify your vehicle.
This is something we are going to have to figure out because we've been messing around with so much evidence that they can't take us in alive.
Yeah, no, at this point. It's like we're carrying the murder weapon, we're also carrying several other murder weapons. There's a lot of dead people here.
I mean, it seems like most of the murders today have been caused by, like, ice wizards. And by that, I
Plus-
actually mean Wendigo. Oh, by the way, Wendigos are part of this game. We forgot to tell you about that.
I sort of assumed. Man, where's Nelson Tethers when you
Okay.
need him?
How do we feel about this music? It's kind of a little silly.
It's
I
silly.
mean,
I
it's
dig
just
it,
for
but
this one place.
I dig it, but not for this scenario. I mean, I guess it's trying to like play off of the
Carl
wacky,
was led to believe
crazy
that the
guy, but
snowmobile's parts had to be scattered about in
the
the
situation isn't wacky crazy guy. The situation is here was a guy who was a wacky crazy.
Did Rutskarn die?
So, who built this network of rooftop connectors?
Presumably the crazy guy.
Carl had no idea
Who leaves
how to interpret
a thought on the
message
roof?
like that. On the surface, it seemed like he had one half too many of this puzzle. Enough to
Hi,
know he
Rutskarn.
couldn't take this testimony
You
as
were saying something
What?
about the crazy guy, but then you got
The
abducted by
entire thing,
aliens.
being some punishment for a murder committed
I
by
don't know what you're
Hamilton.
talking about.
Seemed like an outlandish theory. Carl was doubtful.
It's labeled
Anyway,
crazy
so-
thought. Okay, that really takes away like the charm and humor of having a dude who's got like these conspiracy theories when you label them crazy thought. It's like it's self-evidently a crazy thought.
I think, like, it wasn't labeled by that dude as crazy thought. It was labeled by Carl as crazy thought.
Or the narrator.
I'm actually talking about from a like game development narration standpoint.
Oh.
It's like having a clown come on and do like
Mowing the
a
lawn is
joke and then
unnecessary at this
labeling
time.
that and labeling that funny clown trick. Or, you know, having a murder note and calling
Carl
it creepy
still wasn't
note. You
done
know,
with the
it's
mechanics blitz.
I guess it makes sense from like an inventory sorting perspective, but that, you know, still.
Yeah.
If it had referred specifically to some part of the content, it would have been even more
Duct tape.
like useful in organizing.
All right, Rutskarn, we now have the materials necessary to repair the spaceship.
Duct tape.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Well, in the sense that yeah, the
Still looking
spaceship's
for
a piece
skis.
of. Since the spaceship is a piece of shit, then yeah, just like stick a bunch of aluminum cans in there and duct tape it shut. Why not?
It's only space.
When I was a kid, there was like I used to get Boys Life magazines, and there was always a hoverboard that was advertised in there. And I was old enough to figure out that yeah, the X-ray specs probably didn't work, but the hoverboard, I was kind of on the fence about that one. Like yeah, that's just possible that if you use a vacuum cleaner engine or whatever, you could get this thing like floating an inch or two off the ground. It was always sort of on the line of like, you know, I bet this thing kind of works in theory, but in practice, you're never actually going to get a hovering craft out of the parts they send
Yes.
It was an indisputable.
So what is it, like a
Um,
washing
Things
machine?
like this entailed a level of intellectual finesse that
I
Carl
was just thinking that. Plus,
A little bit
So
of
did that
shade
do
towards
anything
Carl
for
there.
us?
It smoked the bucket.
I know. That is true.
Oh god. That's the fucking problem with this generation, is that people could make 90s adventure games, and by making them look really glossy, you don't even know you're playing a 90s adventure game until you're trying to solve the ghost crisis by building a spaceship that blows up and smokes a bucket inside, which was some cheese that you take down to the coffee shop and distract the man with so that you can get his hot coffee, so that you can pour it on the policeman, so that you can steal his gun, so that you can use it to shoot a child's balloon, so that he'll scream, so that the man will fall off the bridge onto the ice ghosts.
I'm gonna just quietly applaud that. That was a good stream of conscious adventure thing.
Yeah, I've played a few too many of these fucking games.
Well, this truck's not going anywhere.
The worst part is that you'll get the hot coffee and then it'll be in your inventory for 3 hours while you're trying to figure out how to pour it on the cop, and it'll still be hot. Unless it was like a late 90s, early 2000s one where actually the coffee won't be hot anymore, it'll be cold, and you have to go do the cheese thing again.
Odd way to go about repairing things.
So I've been watching this stream. I have no idea where anything is in relation to anything else because of the darkness.
Yeah, I'm trying to finish this up as
milk was
generally quickly as
from
possible.
the whitest to the greenest, or in other words,
Oh.
from the freshest to the sourest.
Hamilton, I won't be your dog anymore. Okay.
The French.
For a second, I
subtitles
thought
are
you
much
could read the
appreciated.
French. It's like, yes. We've improved since the last few episodes with the Giles incident.
Yeah, over the last week, I've gone and learned A-level French, and now I can converse naturally.
Oh my god, this is hard to watch. It's like watching someone play an FPS game through a pinhole.
Oh god, that sounds like the worst possible game jam pitch. Pinhole games.
So I thought there was a legitimate reason to repair the spaceship, but I guess maybe not.
You get a Chivo for it.
Oh well. It's a good thing I'm not signed into Steam then.
I mean, you still get the achievement even if you're not signed into Steam.
Okay, so I'm lost here.
do
What
you?
is our character's goal?
We're just kind of wandering around looking for clues. But I know we have to get this fucking
See, this
snowmobile
is actually
going.
this is actually my worst, like my least favorite kind of game like this. You know, like where you have to wander around figuring things out, and you find yourself in a strange circumstance where it's like the strange circumstance is carrying it, and you're actually just like having to directionlessly mope around this semi-open level looking for the right sequence of events to advance the plot. Like, I much prefer it when, like, even when weird stuff's happening and my character doesn't know what's going on, my character always has, like, a concrete goal?
You can apparently easily miss stuff that drives the plot in this game. Josh missed some stuff his first time through.
I think it's set up as being non-linear, but if you miss the important pieces, then you'll have no idea what the hell's going on, so...
Well, that's the worst kind of non-linear, is when you can do it in any order, but you want to do it in the right order. God help you if you don't do it in the right order.
Hi dog. Hi wolf. Go away now. Yes, those things do attack you.
It's a nice touch that they run away if you just fire a bolt in their direction, though.
I think at some point we get a lantern instead of a flashlight, which would be nice. Aha!
The blood
The clue.
and the shape of the hole in the ground left no room for doubt. Someone had been buried here.
What a great
whose
photograph.
life had been taken with blunt force. Where was the body now? Why had it been buried? Only to be
Maybe
dug
it's
up
buried
later?
under all the snow since it's an open grave in a fucking blizzard. Maybe Carl should try digging through the loose snow for 5 seconds. So, in addition to carrying around a murder weapon, which he freely discharges, he's also just breaking and entering through.
We haven't
fences.
actually used... No, that's not the murder weapon. This is the murder weapon, the revolver. Completely different thing. So I haven't used that yet.
I thought
But,
we
you know, if
used
I run
it
out
to
of
shoot the
ammo, I
wolf.
might have to. No, we used the hunting rifle.
We also have a hunting rifle?
Yeah, what do you think this thing is? Ah! It's a secret project.
Oh.